All right, what's good, y'all? This your girl Tiffany here live in the day. So I want to share with y'all about a conversation that I had just recently earlier with someone at work. All right. So I wanted to get into this topic about the conversation that I had with someone at work today. So I spoke to an individual who happened to be from Trinidad. Okay. Now, if you guys know, October was Hispanic month. And what I did not know is that a lot of the Caribbean islands are considered as Hispanic, like the people that's from the Caribbean are also considered as Hispanic people. Now that's the part I did not know. And it still kind of baffles me on that. All right. Um, but what I did not know about Trinidad, so I had a question for her because I was just curious. I had a question for this individual. I said, um, I asked, "Are you from Trinidad?" That person was like, "Yeah, I'm from Trinidad." I said, "Okay. Do they speak Creole in Trinidad?" And surprisingly, that person said, "Yes, they do speak Creole." I was like, "Seriously?" He was like, "Yeah, yeah, we speak Creole out there." And also, they speak Spanish. I said, "Wait a minute, so they speak Spanish and Creole over there in Trinidad?" She said, "Yeah." So I said, "Okay." Now, because I thought it was just only Haitian people that speak Creole. I didn't know they speak Creole in Trinidad, but I kind of figured that because the holiday they celebrate is called Jude, which is kind of similar to how they celebrate in New Orleans, the Mardi Gras. Yeah, never mind the light, the light goes off automatically. But anyways, so I said, okay. I said, well, would you be able to understand what a person from Haiti is saying in Creole language? I mean, and they was like, yeah, we'll be able to understand it, but I said, is it a different dialect? She's like, yeah, it's a different dialect. It's a different dialect of how they speak in Trinidad. And also, this person mentioned that there's a Indian population that's like at 51% or something, which I figured that was the Indian population. I also know about the Indo-Chinese people being over there in the area. But I was like, I was amazed to even find out that their language is French and Spanish on top of that. I didn't even know that. Um, So, and I think she mentioned to me that the capital of Trinidad is Port of Spain or something like that, or one of the cities in Trinidad is Port of Spain. So I had to sit back and think about it. I said, okay, now it's starting to make sense because before the British and the French came over and took over those Caribbean islands, it was occupied by the Spanish and the Portuguese, right? Because remember, the Spanish and Portuguese were one of the first Europeans that were doing a lot of traveling, and they were the ones that started the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, they were one of the first ones. So they conquered areas like what we know today as the Caribbean and the Latin America and Central America area. They conquered those lands. So it pretty much made sense. It all added up because I was like, okay, now I get it. Um, so she would tell me about the diversity there. Of course, she would tell me about the Indian people, also the African. I said, that's a pretty strong thing because it's a lot of Africans over there in the diaspora. By it being the diaspora, yeah. So yeah, she was telling me a whole lot. I was amazed to even know that. That's something I did not know about Trinidad that they do speak Creole. I did not even know that, and I was amazed to find out. And I did not even know that they would be considered as Hispanic people as well. Although many people from the islands, the Caribbean, identify themselves as being Caribbean, even those in South America look at themselves as Caribbeans. When you go to Bermuda, when you go to Grenada, Guyana, they identify themselves as being Caribbean. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm on the phone. Yeah, that was somebody in the background. But anyways, I didn't know about a lot of these things. I was just like, dang, it's just really amazing because we didn't learn a lot of this stuff in school, you know. So it was something that I had to find out on my own. So that's why I was getting confused as to, I'm sorry, do this Trinity identify being no, no, unfortunately. I mean, of course, most black Trinidadians don't identify as being Spanish, they identify as Caribbean. They identify as being black and they identify as being Caribbean. But however, I guess technically speaking, they would be also considered as Latino, Hispanics as well because of the history about Spain and Portugal occupying those areas. So, but no, most Trinidadians or most Caribbean black folks do not identify as being Spanish. No. And the main ones that would identify as being Spanish will be more like Dominicans or somebody from Costa Rica or something like that. But as far as those in the Caribbean, no, they won't identify as that. No. I mean, it's just interesting because it's so much like that you would never know that it's a lot of information that you would never come across. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was a learning experience for me, but I didn't even know. I kind of figured, but I wasn't sure. They do. So, okay. So here's the thing, right? At my job, they did have like a little celebration about the Hispanic Heritage Month, and they had all the flags. They had all the flags that was that falls under the category of the Hispanic Heritage Month. And one of those flags happened to be Trinidad. Okay, so a lot of those flags were Caribbean flags and South American flags, and of course other flags that came from other parts of South America. But for the most part, it was Caribbean and South America. So, but it was interesting to find out because yeah. But I get your question. Why do they not acknowledge them as being Hispanic? They never gave love to the Trinidad. I understand where you're coming from with your question. Um, only thing I can say is some form of prejudice. Like it's some form of prejudice behind it. Some form of like I guess if you want to look at it as racism. But like I mentioned before, the Caribbeans themselves don't really associate with being Hispanic. Like if you ask any Black Caribbean person, would they identify as being Hispanic or Spanish at that? For the most part, they'll say no. Like they don't identify with it. They don't associate with it. You know what I'm saying? Because me and them know their history. They know that they're Black and they would rather be Caribbean. Yes, Haiti is, as a matter of fact, Haiti is considered as a Latin country because although the country itself is French and they speak French, but French is considered as a Latin language. So yeah, the Haitian people are considered as Latinos. Yes. But even with the Haitians, they don't identify as being Latino. They identify as being Caribbean. Okay, thank you for enlightening me on that. I gained more knowledge on it. Yeah, it's all learning experience. It is. It is a learning experience for all of us. Hello, Tiffany 89. Trinidad and Tobago main language is English and is lastly considered a British colony. Yes, that's what I thought. I mean, I know that their main language is English, but also other language they speak is Spanish and Creole, French. Yeah, but yeah, their main language is English. So when I had that discussion with the individual earlier, the language itself is English, of course, but there's other language they speak, and and Creole happens to be one of them. And yes, it is a British colony. Yes, it is. However, but prior to the British coming over there to those areas, right, to that land, it was occupied by the Spanish people before the British was able to take over. But yes, we know that I do know that it's a British colony. Yeah, I'm very so aware of that. But what I didn't know is the language barrier. I just thought the only language they spoke were English. I didn't know there was other languages they were speaking. So it just came to mind. So I decided that well maybe I should ask a question about the Creole language because I was curious to know. And I was just wondering. And then that's when I found out like, oh, okay, they speak Creole. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the sister was telling me about the diversity that's over there in those islands. Like there's a lot of diversity. They do speak a lot of languages. They speak multiple language. Um, it's just pretty interesting. I didn't know. And that's another thing she mentioned. I'm glad that you brought this up. That's another thing she mentioned. She said that Trinidad is also not far from Venezuela. She said Venezuela is actually closer to Trinidad. I said, really? She was like, yeah, it's very close to Trinidad. So she said there's a lot of Haitian migrants. I think she mentioned about the Venezuelan migrants because she said they're so close in proximity. But I did not even know that. Said they have a large influx of Venezuelan migrants in Trinidad and Tobago. Vice News did a documentary on it a few years back, but it's still going on. Oh, okay. Well, I have to check that out on Vice News. I have to look that up because I look at Vice News from time to time. I have to look that up. But she did mention that Venezuela is close to Trinidad. I would have never known. I would never known that. Yep. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because since October, well, part of October was Hispanic Heritage Month. I figured I would just have this conversation. So I thought this was a good idea to share some information with the general public about. Yep. So every day you learn something new. You know what I'm saying? You learn something new. You learn something new. Yep. Hmm. What does this teach us about the Latino titles? Because now we know they are Latino. It it's just a title. It's like it's not really much. I mean, it's a title. It's a title because at the end of the day, it's not going to really change the circumstances. It's just like somebody say, "Well, I'm American." Okay, a black person can say they're American. Cool. Yeah, you're American based on your nationality, but outside of that, it's not really changing what your condition is. It's not changing the fact what your ancestors have been through as far as historically speaking. So that's the same way. I mean, we know that. I mean, now that we learn about the Latino culture, right? Or how they consider to be Latino, it won't really change that much of the condition that's going on with blacks in the diaspora. It doesn't change, but it doesn't do anything. So it's just like, okay, that's information. It's just a title. That's all it is. Just a title. Just a title. That's all it is. But if I have more information, I will share it with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off of here. I appreciate for those of you coming in watching, and shout out to the chat. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share the channel, and I will make sure that I'll keep you guys updated, informed. Okay. All right. Let me see. Can they the Trinidad Haitian come to America and be part of what is that? What is LUC? What is it? What is it? What is LULAC? I don't know what that means. I don't know what LULAC is, and I don't know if they can be a part of that. But again, I mean, would that benefit them as far as like the condition is concerned? I don't think so. I mean, it's just a title, but I don't know what the LULAC is, so I couldn't really answer your question on that. Can they with Latino benefits? I mean, no. Again, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think they're gonna win. Again, it's just a title. I don't believe that it's going to really benefit anything because they're identified as being Latino. Like I don't see the benefits of it. So I don't see the benefits of it. I really don't. I couldn't. I mean, because I don't know what type of benefits they would get. I mean, again, it's just a title. And those that are in the Latino community, I mean, it's like they're not reaping that much benefits. If you really want to think about it, especially here in America, they don't get that much benefits. So what type of benefits are you speaking of? But anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and log off here. I'm sorry about the connection. It kind of went out on me, but I appreciate you guys tuning in, watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Until next time, peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm saying deuces, and I'm out of here. All right. Until next time.